and welcome to Visibility Unlimited and Visibility Unlimited The Spotlight. I'm Leslie Short, your host and the owner of the Cavu Group. Today's conversation, you may go, this is a little different under the umbrella of business and inclusion and diversity, but it absolutely is not for in the time that we are in. My guest today, Jenni Lee, is a celebrity stylist. Now you may go, why stylist? But just not celebrity. She does magazines, she fashions in her blood. It has been in her blood. We met at a fashion event, and she has been called the closet fairy godmother. And so you're going to know why she's here speaking with me. Jenni, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, Leslie. So good to be here. I love that we met. We were like drawn to each other like magnets.
I know.
And
It's like, wait, you were
I'm
in
so happy
fashion?
to
I
have
was
this
in fashion.
conversation.
Absolutely. But the more I learned about what you're doing, and I know I'm going to get beat up by some stylist friends like, how dare you? How come you didn't call me? And it really is because you being called the fairy godmother, the closet fairy godmother. And where we are, we're filming this in 2025 to be released in 2026 of January. But we need some fairy godmothers right now because the workplace has changed. So many people's identity has changed because they no longer have the titles they had in business. So, what is it that is happening, one, in fashion right now, and what should people be thinking about when it comes to fashion or doing interviews over the Zoom again?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I just want to say that the idea or the concept of losing your title, that hits home because I was a fashion stylist. I now consider myself a personal stylist because I work with private clients only. I don't do editorial or big fashion anymore.
Mm.
Not to say that I never will, but
Right.
there was a pivot in the pandemic. And then I just found that working with individuals and helping them and all of the personal impacts that happen when you really do lock into what your personal style is and how to elevate it moving forward for your life and your business and your career. I felt a resistance to having to release one title to lean into this new way of working
Right.
because my identity was so wrapped up fashion, capital F stylist, celebrity
Right.
stylist. So I totally relate to your audience. And also, so many of my clients are going through similar transitions because work has changed so much. How we work, the titles that existed don't exist because every
Right.
which way we look, and you and I talked about this a lot, industries are crumbling
Yes.
and those jobs aren't there.
And so
So
when your identity in your fashion sense was part of that, and now when you have to take that pivot, whether it was a pivot you've decided to take or a pivot that was given to you because
mhm.
of being let go, and what do? You hear so many people back in the pandemic days, but you hear it now. Well, I'm in sweats all day, which is fine. But what happens now when you don't need maybe some of your tailored things, or you have to get out of your t-shirt and jean and blazer that was cool for one office,
Mhm.
or one style? So how do you, and you have, and the money's not there. So it's not like we're telling people you need to go run out and go shopping because that honestly just may not be an option. So how do you look in someone's closet and say, this is how you reinvent yourself with what you have?
I think my history comes from filmmaking. My original start in fashion was in costume department. And I think what has always happened is any client, any job, it's about storytelling, but to tell a story, you need to know who your audience is. And you can apply that same principle for your career changes, your career paths, but also every single day. Where are you going? Who are you getting in front of? What do you want them to understand immediately before you start talking? How do you want them to receive you? And what's in your closet already that helps you create that conversation a little bit easier without having to do a lot of work. So sure, you have to do a little work before and try on some outfits and really think about how this works. How do I feel in it? Am I walking into an office? Am I taking the train? Am I taking a plane? You know, all of those things. Every single time you are getting in front of somebody, whether it's a client, a potential collaboration, a new job, an interview, everything. Think about them as an audience.
I love that. And I know people laugh at me because I still get magazines, predominantly fashion magazines, but whatever. And so if you don't get them anymore, which I know most people don't, everything's online. And I think sometimes for that inspiration, I don't know what I'm putting on. Tomorrow, I have nothing in my closet, even though half of us probably have a whole lot in our closet, self included. You go online and you see pieces and I may take that one piece of something that I'm in the mood for and kind of work around that,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
you know. And I think now we really have to get creative with what's in our closet and where we're going, who we're speaking to, and maybe not change the narrative of how you wore it before.
I think
But
that, as a fashion girly, and you are too, that's how so many of us who are already drawn to fashion and style, there's like the one thing you're like, oh, I really want to wear that. How am I going to wear it? And it kind of just, that's the framework of the sentence that you're creating of the outfit. But I think that, again, are you writing this for a young adult novel, or is it going to be sci-fi? Like, you could take that one piece and spin a bunch of different stories with it. So
right.
really going through your closet and to bounce back to the idea about we look at things online, and there's something so ravenous about the way we consume these digital images from Instagram to online that we aren't really savoring any of it the way that you do when you are looking at a magazine. You're looking at it, you're staring at it a little bit longer. You might have a daydream about it because it's really kind of seeping in a way that it doesn't happen as well through technology. So I like to really encourage, my clients, and sometimes they've called me not just the like fairy godmother, but the closet whisperer, because I'm like, I want you to really go through and like pull out 5 things you haven't been wearing and pull out 5 things that are your go-tos. They're easy. So this really is helpful for those work from home people who have been wearing their sweats. And let's mix and match the things you're not wearing with your usuals and whip through them really quickly. So you put on your top, how do I wear this? What am I doing this? Where am I going? And put on your like 3 different usual bottoms and kind of try it on with different shoes. Think about where can you make this elevated? Where can you make it sporty? Where can you make it, think about the different people. How can you kind of place that item into different categories, boxes, audiences?
And accessories. I am an accessories girl. And I understand that some people are not. They wear the same necklace, they have the same 2 rings, and I get that. But if you are someone that has some accessories or have some scarves or even pashminas, or you can take something so simple and add a flash of color and it turns into something completely different. And you went from day running around to night with a pashmina and a or a
And a
scarf
gorgeous
and a
brooch. Yeah.
pen or a brooch or something.
Yeah.
I think it really is what you said. I love that. Take your favorite your favorites and your I haven't worn. And I just
Yeah.
did that. And I think this is for anyone. And take the time to try them on.
Yeah.
Now, I know none of us want to try it on because we're like, but that fits so well before. And I really, for the first time, was like, you know what? I'm not a size, sorry, folks, 0 or 2 anymore like that. That goes. I love that piece, but it no longer serves me. But
Mm-hmm.
especially in the time that we're in now, it will serve someone else
Truly.
that makes
100%. I just had a client who I went through 3 racks she had in her basement of beautiful things that she knew she wasn't going to wear because her career had changed, body changed, all of the things. And we like whipped through it. And not only did we make a bunch of new things with the things that we decided to keep, because I was like, you can wear it this way, you can wear it this way, let's refresh it, do this. But she unloaded so much. And she said she just cried tears of happiness when she knew, like, I'm going to donate all of this really, great suits that are going to help people get the next job because
Absolutely.
I'm not wearing this. And that's the other thing, is we're in an era of overconsumption. So when we were flush and in these positions and we're making a lot of money, we had gotten really trained to reward ourselves with shopping. That shopping was an activity. It was something that we did just to fill time. It wasn't that we shopped because we were thinking so much about this piece and we couldn't wait to get it, and it's an investment. It was kind of a throwaway moment in time. And to be able to go through all of that and release it and send it on to a better life, a second life, is not just good for people that are receiving it, but for the planet as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I had this conversation with someone this week actually about the waste of fabric and fashion because we're also in the world of easy buy. We'll
Mm-hmm.
buy five of those because it's only $12 t-shirts and we just toss them. And I think having that moment of giving them away, making use of them for someone else. And I did the same thing. I was so happy to get rid of those 7 bags and to give it to a place that I knew works with women and men that are looking wardrobe or interviews or
Mm-hmm.
whatever that is. And so I was able to give away jeans and I was able to give away tops and I gave away ball gowns and it was a mix of things that was in my closet because I was like, I don't know what to do. Maybe I'll wear them. And I looked at them like, I'm never wearing this. And some of
Yeah.
them had tags on it. And so I think this is a great opportunity instead of going, oh my God, I don't have this title. I'm never going to do that again. To take this time and say, this is a great time for me to do a cleanse.
Yeah.
What do I want to look like next? How do I, as actually we say, how do I want to present when I'm going to an event to meet new people?
Mm-hmm.
Going for an interview, that is not the put on the suit anymore type of thing. But how do I want to walk in? And it's branding yourself.
It is. It is branding yourself. I think one of the things that I like to ask clients is, how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel in this experience? And write down those words, and then think about whose style has inspired you. And this can be obviously people in your life, real people. It can be celebrities. It can be characters from a film. I think another great source for getting inspiration of real women working are not celebrity images as much as street style images. And you can choose, there's fashion weeks in so many different cities all over the world, and there's street style images from women all over the world. And start screen grabbing some of those images. And it doesn't, sure, it's fashion, so that they are dressing to the extreme and they're dressing for their fashion community, but pluck those tiny details that you start seeing where it's like, oh, a patent leather burgundy kitten heel shoe, like something specific that you're noticing is tracking in your visual cues. And then start making your list of these things that are showing up. Go to your own closet, see what you already have that is close to that. Like, oh, I don't have a burgundy kitten heel shoe, but I have a really great classic black one. Okay, that's close. Oh, I don't have a burgundy kitten heel shoe, but I have a burgundy boot. Okay, see where
Right.
the tie-in lies into what you're drawn to, into what you already own. And then the next step is going back to, who do you want to be in front of? What rooms do you want to get into? And who are the people that you want to talk to? And do your research on them. What do they like? And, everyone's heard stories about going to interview with Anna Wintour. And they're dressing
Right.
for Anna Wintour. They want Anna Wintour to like them. And,
Right. But
so
on the
whoever that
flip
person
side,
is, they're your Anna Wintour.
but yet you still have to be authentic. You see women, really try too hard sometimes.
Yes.
They want to be on trend. Everything is not a trend. I'm not even speaking about age, but body shape. I'm not even speaking about that. It's really, you can tell when you've put something on and it's wearing you, as
Yeah.
opposed to you being comfortable within what you're wearing. So,
Hmm.
I always say, everyone's like, oh, but you always figure it out. Listen, I'm like, but my mom was a model. I grew up in fashion. But I wear what I like and you said, what I feel good in, and I mix. And I know today I'm gonna be funky. I'm going to an art thing. I want to be a little funky. And there's times where I go, what's my day look like?
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
I know friends in LA that's driving from point A to point B. They have wardrobe in the back of their cars because they don't have the luxury in LA traffic to go home and change.
Yeah.
So look at your calendar and go, what's your day? And then does this one top, if I'm only on Zoom, work for everyone? Or is it okay to have a second one on the sideline for a different meeting?
Absolutely. I like to tell my clients when they are playing dress up, I think it's important to set dates for yourself, whether it's, there's a new album you like, put it on, spend that time listening to the music and trying on clothes and taking photos of what feels good. And then when you are experimenting, you need to ask yourself, am I cosplaying right now? Is this like, am I dressing up or am I me but elevated? Where can I see myself wearing this where I feel comfortable? Sit down in it, walk around a little bit in it. Also, a easy way to do things is wear this outfit that may seem overdressed, wear it out for like a short period of time. Like go run an errand, something silly, just to see how it feels out in the world. Because by the time, how we've all like worn that skirt, that by the time you get 15 minutes out of the house, it's somehow like swished around your body and you're like, oh my God, I have to hold
I
on to this the whole day.
I honestly, and let's be girls too, when we see the tags and all that, but that's a whole nother thing. But I did see a woman the other day, a younger girl, and that skirt, now I don't know if it started there and she was with her guy. I don't know if it started there. I don't know if it moved to there. But when I passed her on the streets of New York, I just whispered, I said, Mama, watch the back of your skirt. Because it was so at the edge and people's heads were turning. And again, that's maybe what she wanted because she was with her guy. But I was just like, ooh,
It's not a
ooh,
good look
you're beautiful.
unless it's for the environment.
Right. But 40, like walking down, Manhattan and it was cold and your skirt's right there. Again, that could
Yeah.
be the purpose. But I'm at least going to say, hey, take just be aware it's moving as you're walking,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, I mean it's like I tell people when their fly is down
Right.
or someone has like a on the subway and they have like a big string on their coat. I mean, I haven't crossed the line yet, but I really do want to start crossing the line to tell people to snip that X in the back of their coat. But I feel
Let's talk
like
about that
that
for a
might
second.
be overstepping. But
The
I
X in the
want to.
back,
I almost
open
want to
the
carry
pockets.
scissors.
There's a lot of fashion tips we could give, but you know what? We will speak about that for a moment. The X in the back of your coat is for shipping. Please snip that.
Yes.
Pockets
You've heard
sewn
it here
together,
first. Your PSA of the day.
your pockets that are sewn together, again, for package and shipping purposes. It's okay to take a little scissor and clip that in.
Yeah.
You know, if you want pockets when it has a flap, you can put them in. Sometimes they're made so they lay flat, or you can put them out as a flap.
Yeah.
And here too, the sleeves, clip
The
that.
sleeves. Yeah.
And for men, take the tag off of the sleeve.
Oh my God.
That takes me
But
out.
also younger generation, they keep all the tags on everything. Like their jeans have all the tags on the butt now. And I'm like, guys, it you don't need to do that. You can cut that off. That's
Right.
unnecessary.
So if you go on to hang out with your friends, if you're younger and you're listening to this and that's the way you all dress, that's cool. If you are actually looking and it's not that kind of environment, even if it's a magazine or music environment, you still need to dress the part, you know. And leave that for your personal friends. It's okay. Like people's like, oh, well, I'm faking it then. You're, if you're dressing where you still feel good, you're not faking it.
100%. Yeah.
It's just another
And the
side.
other thing is with the, I feel like the the tag thing is almost like a baby sprouted from the logo mania.
Yes.
But wearing a bunch of logos doesn't show us that you have style. It just shows us that you have a credit card.
Mm, okay. I like that.
It's like there's that's the difference between fashion and style is anyone can be in fashion.
Right.
But to have personal style is to be able to take something and spin it in a new way and spin it in a new way again and again and again. So you are getting value out of the things that you spend money on.
Well,
It shouldn't be one and done.
oh, because that leads me to one of the questions that I have written down saying, we don't buy staples anymore. Years ago, that was part of how you shopped. And I'm talking years ago, you bought staples. And those staples really did last and you invested money. Most people don't have that type of cash or don't have that type of money to invest. So what are maybe the top 4 or 5 items that maybe women need to have that's in their closet that can always rotate, and
Mm-hmm.
some for men as well?
I think that I'm going to push back because I do believe that we can buy quality staples. If you go to Vestaire, if you go to the Real Real, it is full of incredible staples.
Okay.
And, so that's going to be for men or women, a great black trouser or like a dark brown trouser, something like that. Another great thing to always look for is an excellent black boot. And that can be, a short heel, a high heel, a stacked heel, a skinny heel. It really doesn't matter, but just a beautiful black boot. And you can find those secondhand. If you can even customize the search on the Real Real to be pristine or excellent condition, and you can put in your price points, and really do a search and examine those photos online, zoomed in. And the other great thing about buying secondhand shoes is they're already broken in. So you get that out of the way. Another great thing that you always need, I think, whether you're a man or woman, you need a great white t-shirt. You need a great blazer. These are all things that can be mix and match, and you need an excellent pair of well-fitting jeans, which means you may have to get them tailored, but you can go to a classic like Levi's, or for men, I always feel like APC is a great jean, and a dark wash in. It can be a denim that has a little bit of stretch, but something not too stretchy, because then they're going to lose their integrity of shape. But those are really simple things. And then with those basic pieces, you can always have your wild cards that like dress it up into a different direction. I think that with those kind of staples, like an excellent black boot, or black shoe for a man, a great pair of dark jeans, a perfect trouser, a white t-shirt, and a gorgeous blazer slash, like a sports coat
Fitted,
for a man.
fitted, right?
Yeah. And
Not too
it
big.
doesn't have to be fitted. It doesn't have to be oversized. It can be whatever is your vibe.
There
So
you
if
go.
you like things a little bit baggy, then go a little bit baggy. This is where we get into the authentic you. Is it in alignment with how you like to dress? If you don't like to wear really tight things, then none of it's going to be really tight, what I'm saying. But the t-shirt should fit, I don't want to say tight, I don't want to say oversized, but just fit conventionally to your
Shape.
form. Yeah.
Right, right. And I'm a big believer, and everyone always laughs at me. And they're like, I can never tell, but I know how you shop. I love to mix and match. I will have something that's designer that you may notice, and I will have that really good t-shirt. And uh-oh, Jenny, did I lose you on video? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I mean, okay, you
Yeah.
froze for a moment.
uh,
Technology.
Yeah, let me
You
make sure this is not
know,
on Wi-Fi.
and mix and match that high-end piece with a t-shirt from, you're probably gonna kill me, but from, and I know how people feel about H&M and those shops, but whatever. And sometimes everything doesn't have to be high end. It's again, what fits your body? How do you feel good in it? There's only a certain pair of jeans that I feel that fit my body. So I'm going to consistently go to them and rotate that dark, or if it's, trend, I'm going to maybe be on trend if it's light. And I'm like, well, this does not look good on me.
Right.
I'm not part of that trend. It's okay.
Yeah, you don't have to pick up every trend. And the way that trends now are, they're like not only super fast in a way that they used to be. A trend cycle was more like 7 to 10 years, and now they're like 7 months to 10
It's
months.
seasonal.
It's very fast, and they're also micro trends within the trends. So even if, let's say leopard, you're really into animal print, that trend, it's at this point, it's not a trend anymore. It's here. I
It's
wrote
staying.
multiple pieces this summer about polka dots are in. I was quoted in stories and gave my polka dot picks, but I've had things that are polka dot in my closet for decades, and I just like revisit them when I feel drawn to them.
Right.
These sort of trends, unless it is so extreme, more of like an aesthetic. So like the animal print was, it kind of bounced back in because everybody was suddenly into the mob wife aesthetic. So, you know,
Okay. Okay.
you can say like, yes, I'm going to like follow this aesthetic all the way through and do the leather pants and the faux fur leopard jacket, or you're just going to be very chic about it. And you're like, I have these leopard jeans that I love to wear, but I wear it kind of 70s style with a black turtleneck and my black platform boots and my little leather jacket, and I call it a day.
Right. And it really is, again, where are you going in this? You
Mm-hmm.
know, and that may be perfectly fine if you're interviewing for something that is casual and cool, and that's how their office dress, or you don't have to go into the office, or you only have to go a couple days a week. I think it's just really being aware of our surroundings and not feeling the pressure to always need something
Yeah.
new. You do as I do, I go to a lot of events and I'm here and I'm there. And so for sometimes at one point I was like, I can't repeat this anytime soon, you know, and or have I been photographed in this? The average
Mm-hmm.
person is not concerned about that. And even I'm like, and you see the Princess of Wales, she will alternate a ball gown quick. We need to start looking at, because that also becomes sustainable fashion.
Yes.
How are we going to, if you're someone that is into sustainability, which we all,
Mm-hmm.
not going to get on my soapbox, should be thinking about, let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
What are we buying? Where do we go? How long does it last? What do we do when we finish with it? Is it okay to thrift? Uh, what does that look like, consignment? But I don't need to have something all new every time I step out the door.
Yeah. I think that, where before there was, because of social media and us posting our, becoming branding ourselves and posting all the time, and this idea that everything has to be new. We're not celebrities, we're not on the red carpet, and even now the celebrities pushing back against that. But what I like to say is impress the people by wearing it twice, wearing it different ways,
Right, right. And
because
let's be
either
honest.
you're going to style it so well that they are going to forget they've even seen you in it, or they're going to remember and be like, oh my god, I loved it when you wore that before and now you're wearing it again. It's so cool how different you're doing this. Rewear your things, because then you're
That's why
just going
you
to
bought it.
inspire other people to rewear them.
And let's be honest, most celebrities that people are seeing on the runway have a stylist that's pulling clothes that's on loan to them. They're not always all buying them. And
Yeah,
so,
they're not buying them. That's it. All of the celebrities on the red carpet, it's a whole marketing campaign with a relationship between stylist, showroom designer, and celebrity. You know, it's the idea that anyone would just wear something once, except for, certain special occasions, is it doesn't make any sense. We're being too precious. Like, things look better when they're worn in.
Yes.
That's why you look at, sometimes you see items that are like shredded and holy, and you're like, oh, I love the patina of that,
Right.
like you want a table that is worn. You want to see actual objects that look like they have been lived in and experienced. It adds value to it.
And there's nothing like a worn-in leather jacket. There's nothing like a good worn-in jean that's not, I don't want to say that's not dirty, that's not tattered, but you can see that it fits their body, whatever size body that is, that it's something that is part of them. And when it's put together, like you said, it could be with that t-shirt, a cool belt, and a clean sneaker. And that's all that can be. If that's your look, that's your look.
And
And
the great blazer, and
yes,
and you've just elevated it
you
to,
know,
a casual Friday.
grab that bag and go. And I think that's something that men or women, now that we're in, going to be in this new year and looking at not clear what the economy is going to look like, not clear fashion houses, food, everything, these tariffs, we have to really step back and say, let me open up these closet doors.
Yeah.
Let me see what I have. Let me go through and see what's needed and be
I
honest.
I like yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that a lot of people tell me, they want to do this, but it's really overwhelming
Right.
to do this because our closets are full of things. I like to say, do it in bite-sized chunks. Again, play some music, play a podcast. Say, I'm only going to do t-shirts. I'm only going to do tops. I'm only going to do pants. Pick one thing and take all of it out, put it on your bed, and just, you're going to whip through it. So if it's all tops, put on your favorite pair of jeans, favorite pair of pants, and put that top over and over again. Each one, just, does it look good? And if that feels too overwhelming, then let's say you're a t-shirt person and you have 100 t-shirts. Take all those t-shirts and put them in piles by color, and then whip through the colors. Do you need 5 red t-shirts? Which of those 5 red t-shirts
Oh,
is the best?
right.
Which is the one that's going to take you the most places in your life?
I've been through it. It's so funny you said t-shirts, probably top of the summer. And I was like, why do I even have orange t-shirts? I don't even wear this color. But it was when there was a sale or something and they had all these colors. And I was like, I'm getting every color because at some point I'm going to wear them. And someone's like, are you seriously giving away things with tags? And I was like, absolutely. Because I now know I'm not going to wear this. Or there's a few blouses that I wore when I was doing a lot more TV and kind of
Mm-hmm.
newsy. And I'm like, yeah, that was cute for them, but I'm not going to wear this blouse like this.
Right.
Somebody else will love this, hopefully, or like it or want it, but it's not, I don't, it's not what I need. And it's taking
and
up
and I
room.
think, yeah, and I think like what you just said is a really great point, because I'm saying don't buy something if it's not you. It has to be authentically you. But you had news things. You were thinking about your audience. I need to present this certain way. Oh, I don't have this in my closet because this isn't really me. Let me buy a few of these. So when
Mhm.
I get these particular opportunities, I know what I'm going to wear. I'm not stressed out about it. It makes it really easy. And you've passed through that period in your life. Now someone calls you to do a news thing, you get to be you, because it's not like a tryout situation.
Exactly.
And that is the exception to the rule. So if you do feel like, oh, I've got interviews coming up, or I've got meetings coming up, and I don't have these things, give yourself permission. And if you I again like, if you can skip going to Zara and H&M, Uniqlo is a great place for those sort of things. But check out the real and look for Armani, look for even equipment or Cezanne, and buy it secondhand, because they're going to have a better quality for you for that item that you may not have in your closet, but it'll look a little bit nicer than if you go and get the version that is from H&M.
Yeah.
And don't get
And
me
look,
started on like Timu or Shane.
oh yeah, we're just gonna leave them sit on the side for this conversation. That's a whole
Yeah.
nother conversation of sustainability, um, and value. So look, I know everyone may not be able to, afford you and go, oh my God, the stylist is overwhelming. But there's a friend that's honest. And maybe, like you said, put on some music, have a treat or two, and have a friend, your friend that's honest, and just go, do you really like that? Are you good? But someone that's going to be honest with you and not in a mean way. Like, that looks great on you. Or put that in a mean
I'm gonna
column.
push back, Leslie. I'm pushing back on that. I I I don't think friends can do this. I think
And
that
don't
they
be
they have
biased
their
because I
own
get the
feelings.
call.
They know things about you. They're like creating stories about what they want you to do. They
Yeah.
cannot be
But
unbiased and
I think it
honest.
has to be depends on who you are. Like I get those calls, but again, I was in fashion. People know I'm
Yes,
going to be
you're an
honest with
expert
them,
though.
and right, so people know I'm going to be honest. Like fabulous, hold that. Don't get rid of that yet.
But
You
that's
know,
because
but
fashion and style is in your DNA.
yes, okay, I'll give you that. But some,
So, and
I'll give you
I
that.
will say,
I'll give you that.
I do
Okay.
have a group membership, and for the cost of
Yes.
a coffee a week, you could meet with me a week instead.
Oh, I love that. Tell, you know what? Share that with everyone because I
So
think
I
this is the
have,
time that's really important to have
yeah,
someone like you.
I have a thing called Style Club, and it's a virtual style club for women at the time right now, female identifying people only, where we meet on Zoom once a week, and you can have me style what's coming up in your life. You can help. You can ask for my help editing your closet. We can style you for whatever it is. Just be prepared to talk about clothes, talk about your feelings about clothes, try on some clothes. Um, and I have many clients who just post photos there where they're like, this is what I'm wearing, or this is what I want to wear. How can you help me? And we meet once a week. And it's amazing because not only do you get community and support, but if there is a moment when you're like, okay, I do have a big meeting coming up and I don't have any blazers that look like this, I will go on the Real Real and search for 10 blazers for you in your size and post it into Style Club. And I'm like, here you go.
Mhm.
You're going to shop sustainably. These all fit you. These are all incredible designers. These are why. This is why it's in, and we know what we're shopping this for. This will go with what you showed me.
So I want to do a small disclaimer because I know you speak about the Real Real a great deal. Are you affiliated with them?
No, not at all.
And so I want everyone to hear
I
that. This
genuinely
is
love
where,
the Real Real
there you go.
because
And I wanted,
there's so much in there. It's crazy how much is in there, and I'm constantly shopping in there for myself and for clients. And I mean, I just think it's for me, it's much easier than Poshmark. Poshmark, sometimes things look really dirty, but with the uniform design of their website, the way everything's like just styled on the stupid mannequin, and it's like it's not random shoes on a floor or like a dress on a hanger in
right.
wrinkles. And I've certainly bought things from all the other resale sites as well. But in terms of ease of shopping, that's why I mention it so much, because it is the easiest one and it does give you the strongest filters. So you can really narrow your searches down.
And I also say, I don't know what you thought, consignment shops, some that are really good. Is another great option. There's a great one on the corner for me, which I never went into just because I'm usually running and there's not open at the same time I'm running or not
Yeah.
there. And I went in the other weekend and I saw this jacket and I was like, no, it can't be this price. Like I literally, and I left it. But I came home and then I was like, have you lost your mind? You just saw that for $300 and this was nowhere near that. And I went back the next day and it was still there. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is mine. And it
Yeah.
was clean and it was tagged and it was this whole thing. And I think that again, you and I, we know how to do it, certain people, the mix and match of items when you get comfortable on how you want to move is really a great option. So if you're not someone that feels comfortable shopping online or it's
Mhm.
overwhelming, think about just Google what consignment shops maybe are in your area. And
Absolutely. I mean, and the thrill of that feeling, like seeing it, thinking about it, 24 hours pass, you're still thinking about it, you go back and you get it. I mean, that experience of like purchasing something is so much more fulfilling than clicking buy online and like unpacking another box. The other thing I like to tell people when they are shopping in person in real life, to be really focused. So if I know a lot of people shopping at, they're so accustomed to shopping online that going to stores feels overwhelming. There's also social anxiety of it all. A lot of people are not so comfortable with talking to strangers because they are so addicted to their phones. And the idea of like having to be like, no, no help, can like make people like, I don't want to go to a store at all.
right.
Go to a store with one thing in mind. I am looking for black pants. I'm going to try on black pants, all price ranges. Don't worry about your budget. Just try them on to find the ones that fit you the best, because you can take a photo of the tag and then you can search for it online cheaper if you can't afford it in the store. You can wait for it to go on sale. The other thing to do, if you do find something in that consignment store, like the jacket that you found, and you don't know if you should pull the trigger, then you're going to stand there in the mirror and really think about what's in your closet and think of 3 to 5 ways you can style this to, 3 different environments, whether it's like a brunch with friends, a business lunch, whatever it is. Think about where can you take this item out to, and then when you go home, continue that process and make those outfits. Take some photos on your phone and be like, I am ready to wear this.
And it's so funny because I'm not that person. I go in and I shop and I shop and I know what I want and I keep moving. Like I'm not going back the next day. It was because it was on the corner too. And
Yeah,
it was so easy.
convenience.
And it wasn't a piece I needed and or really wanted or had thought about. But I was like, oh, it's gonna be cute with some things. And it is a bit of a trend piece, but I know how I will rock it and wear, and I'm good with it. And it wasn't expensive enough for me to go, oh my God, why did I just do that? Now I did see
Right.
a piece this morning somewhere that I'm like, that may be a little investment piece, my version of investment piece. But Jenny, these were all amazing tips. I hope people really, take the time to listen through and hear some of the things that you said. I know we're going through rough times. I know fashion may not be top of mind for everyone at the top of the year, but let's be honest, we all still want to be cute wherever we go, what we're doing. And you just really shared how you can do that. And one, never leave your house, or two, how to leave your house and put it all together. Any last bit of tips that you would like to share, and where can people find you?
I think a really great final tip, especially with the new year, and I'm sure we're all, embodying the new year, new me energy. I like to think about how I want to dress and kind of meld it with a meditation practice. We all like to say, oh, I want to meditate, and that can be overwhelming. So if you want to take 10 minutes in the morning and think about, how do I want to feel? How do I want to go about my day? And use that meditation to think about the clothes that you have and how you can create that vision for yourself, and use that to inspire you to get out, whether that's getting out in front of someone over Zoom or it is out in the real world, to kind of merge those two things. And then if anyone wants to find me, they can find me on Instagram at JenniLee Stylist. It's Jenni with an I. And if anyone is curious about Style Club and they are hearing about it here on this podcast, just let me know and I will give you a 20% discount to join.
That is very sweet. And I will add that into the newsletter that I send out to everyone. Jenny, I just want to say thank you again. I'm so happy we were able to connect. I love everything that you shared today. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
New year, new us, still fabulous.
Always.
Everyone, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Again, I'm Leslie Short, your host, owner of the Cavu Group. This is Visibility Unlimited. And if you're watching Visibility Unlimited Spotlight, the video portion to the podcast. Thank you and speak to you soon.